Welcome to our Sunday specials. The 28th of April is set aside by the International Labour Organization to commemorate the World Day for Safety and Health in the Workplace. As the global community marks the 2024 edition of the day, safety experts have condemned the rise of workplace accidents and the growing trend of unreported cases. Senior Correspondent Sharon Ijasan has details in this report.
In 2003, the International Labour Organization (ILO) began to observe the World Day for Safety and Health in the Workplace in order to stress the need for prevention of accidents and diseases at work.
Could I ask everyone to take their seats, please?
With this in mind, I set out to Kano State, northwest Nigeria, where I met families who lost their loved ones due to a workplace accident as a result of non-compliance with safety measures. It was difficult to get information about cases because many unions and activists that should provide data are unwilling or giving abridged information. After much research, I was able to uncover a workplace accident that never made it to the news. The incident claimed the lives of 2 workers in the informal sector. In addition, 2 on-site engineers who wanted to service the roof mast were injured, as well as many others. According to eyewitnesses, the engineers were on location to service the generators and rectifier after engaging 2 local welders. Unfortunately, an explosion occurred in the process. From findings, the owner of the mast is said to be IHS Nigeria Limited, and the site where the explosion happened is located at Airport Road, Sabongari, Kano State. It is a firm that prides itself as a top telecom infrastructure service provider. It offers telecommunications infrastructure deployment and post-management services. I met Anthony Oladara, the father of Patrick Oladara, one of the victims who lost their lives on the site. He is also into welding business. He tells me that life has not been the same since he lost his son.
Mechanic who come and repair the generator for the site, he give my workers work to wear something for the tanks. So on our way doing it, then the tank explodes for them. So my son and the workers also, the 2 of them was burned to the ashes inside the fire there. That is on the 8th of March 2024. It's later we saw the firefighter come after the fire has gone. The fire has died already. Then the police people came. So they now say we should pay for the poly nylon and their hand glove to drop the people and carry out the dead body. So we have to pay them before they bring the materials down and take them to mortuary. Then we pay for the mortuary by ourselves. Then we do the burial by ourselves. I've not seen anybody up to now.
I also met Obadiah, a known electrical expert. He tells me that more than 4 of his apprentices were impacted by the explosion at the IHS site, located beside his workshop.
That unfortunate incident happened on the 8th of March, precisely around 4:15 p.m. There was a kind of maintenance job going on in the site, and all of a sudden, all we had was just a loud sound of explosion, and everybody were like helter-skelter. At the end of the day, there were 2 people that died on the side there, and 3 of my staff were injured. One was badly injured, that he spent almost like 40-something days on admission in the hospital. Immediately when this incident happened, we tried reaching the owners of the site. I got a number, I called the person said he's going to link me to some other person, and invariably, the link didn't get nowhere. They say the site belongs to 3 or 4 companies. So we don't know which one we should hold responsible. We don't know the original owner of the site, but there are 3 or 4 telecommunication companies using this particular site. And as we speak, nobody has even come for a kind of a kind of maybe, sympathy visit, or what do we do? How do we compensate you? Spending almost $1 million plus for the operation. Nobody came out.
He wants relevant authorities to probe the incident, as he and the family members of other victims have been footing hospital bills.
Unfortunately, the site owners, we couldn't find them. Nobody has even come up to take responsibility owning the site and what has happened and where they could be of help. Nobody.
Ishaq Ahmed is one of the injured apprentices. He says he is still in pain and the incident may cost him his university education, as he was due to write his Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination (UTME).
My mom has spent a lot of money, and there is a wound that I've not healed. So I need money for treatment. My mom has spent a lot.
In a swift response, the Acting General Secretary of the Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) called on the Federal Ministry of Labour and Employment to ensure regular inspection of factories and other spaces prone to workplace accident.
The regulatory importance of the Federal Ministry of Labour Factories Inspectorate Division. I keep talking about that. And the essence of even the ECA 2010 is not to focus on compensation for accident, but to focus on prevention and ensure that employers commit resources to training, to capacity building, to improving the environment, to providing safety gadgets, to providing safety wares, to providing the necessary tools that will protect employees at work. I think all of us stakeholders, government, employer, and union, we need to pay more attention, because increasingly we are confronted with more accidents and more injuries at work. And so it's a call to action as we approach May Day, and for us also at the NSC, these repeated cases of accident point for the need for us to open up a channel of tripartite discussion around this, and to see how we strengthen inspection and ensure compliance with the law by workplaces.
The ILO estimates that every year, more than 2.3 million women and men die at work from occupational injury or disease. Also, more than 350,000 deaths are recorded due to fatal accidents, while almost 2 million deaths are caused by work-related diseases. In addition, more than 313 million workers are involved in non-fatal occupational accidents, causing serious injuries and absence from work.
They're going to work. What do they have? PPE. What do they have? Do they have a fire extinguisher in place? Do they have a hard hat? Do they have the hand gloves? Do they have a arcing shield on their face? So the hierarchy of control is a framework to prioritize the selections of effective safeguards. When you have a safeguards in place, it enables you to identify what will happen and what could be eliminated using the hierarchy of control. Engineering versus those depending on human actions. Human actions is not that reliable, because people will forget. People will want to quickly do their job. They have priorities and they have pressure. You have to do this job quickly. So you see that you prevent or you mitigate. So what prevention is most effective. That is why we use the elimination as being the highest, most effective control in the hierarchy of risk control.
I sent a mail, but they didn't respond. So I would like to see the Director of Corporate Communications.
When TVC News tries to contact IHS Nigeria Limited for comment, there was no response to the mail sent to the firm. While those impacted by the site accident still nurse their wounds and mourn the death of their loved ones, safety experts believe that accident in the workplace can be avoided.
Belonging to a union is important for both informal workers and formal workers, as this pattern can create safer workspaces. However, for victims who paid the supreme price of losing their life, many of their relatives are expecting that relevant stakeholders will do what is necessary to ensure that safety measures are being adhered to in workplaces. Sharon Ijasan, TVC News.